Greetings, Love Posse. I thought I'd share with you why Trump's win doesn't scare me, and I have no animosity towards him or his supporters. Before I do that, I would like to tell you, those of you who are feeling disheartened, who are experiencing fear and dread and worry, who are grieving, I want you to know that I have so much compassion and empathy for you. I understand. I'm holding space for you. I remember when he won in 2016. I was so worried because I'm a member of the LGBTQ community. I was just upset. And I remember I lost friends who voted for Trump. And it infuriated me, made me so angry that he would allow his son to go hunting and kill defenseless animals and then celebrate it, brag about it. I love animals. I'm vegan. And what he did, his policies, regarding public land and allowing drilling and all of that in Alaska, it pissed me off. I felt helpless. So I knew never again. I didn't ever want to feel that way again. In my lifetime, I have manifested some of my worst fears. And I told myself, okay, self, you're going to have to look at this. You're going to have to face your fears. You're going to have to develop a relationship with fear. And I did. And I'm still working on it. But I've done so much work in that department. Looking at fear in the eye and realizing, some of my fears are real and some of my fears are not real. I have to know the difference. I know the difference. Trump's win is not real for me. It may be real for you. Obviously, it is real for many people, millions of people, not only here in the United States, but around the world. And it was that fear that tipped the balance, that tipped the scale towards his win. The fear of the collective, global collective, I feel, manifested his win. The global collective manifested their worst fear. So now we have an opportunity to move through that fear, but we also have the media who are going to continue to fuel your fears, everyone's fears. These leaders in these countries calling up Trump and congratulating him, they are afraid. That's why they're calling him up. Yes, that's what leaders do, but still, they're calling him up. Many of them are calling him up to congratulate him because they are afraid. The Ukrainian president is afraid. Bibi in Israel, he may not be showing it. He thinks Trump is his friend, but he's also afraid. But I'm not afraid. But I understand it's real for many people. You see, we live in our own reality. We create our own reality. And as I mentioned, I have gone through so much manifesting my worst fears. I've had experienced so much ego death around fears, around my shadows. I understand that this is either a dream or a simulation, what we call reality. It's either a dream or a simulation or both. I'll give you some examples or some things that came to mind. Remember in The Matrix when Neo was about to do the jump, and he does the jump and he doesn't make it, and when he gets up there's like blood coming out of his mouth, and he looks up to Morpheus and he said, "I thought you said this wasn't real." And Morpheus said to him, or responded to him, "Your mind makes it real." That planted a seed for me. Then, remember the movie, the Divergent trilogy? But remember in Divergent, the first one, when they're in Dauntless, and they're about to practice the fear simulation. And all the Dauntless initiates are coming out, and they're afraid. They're just, you could see that they're out of it, right? They're so afraid. But the character Beatrice Pryor, or Triss, she goes in there, and in record time, she moves through her fears. Why? Why? Because she realizes the fear is not real. She realizes that simulation, the creation of the fear wasn't real. And all the other initiates are thinking she cheated. No. She was divergent. Maybe I'm divergent. She reached a level in her mind of consciousness or awareness or whatever to know that that reality wasn't real. So we're juggling, right? Millions, trillions of realities. And to some people, what they're experiencing is real. Trump being a threat is not real to me, even though I am aware that he is dangerous based on his past behavior and actions, that he likes to terrorize people based on his past behavior and actions, based on his word that he's going to do these things. I know what he's capable of. But the question for me is he capable of destroying me? Is he capable of killing me? Not physically, but if it is physically, I'm energy. Energy doesn't die, so you can't kill me. For me, my reality, there is no death. But I look at it as I'm the captain of my ship. I have to master my mind. Trump does not have the power for me, because I've worked on it, to master my mind, to control my reality. I don't need him to save me. I'm not relying on him. I'm not invested in someone outside of me to fix my life, to feed me, any of that. He is not the key to my survival. That's why I'm not afraid of him. And I also understand human nature, that Trump and his supporters are just reacting and behaving based on their fears. I understand that. So why be angry with them? Because I can see myself in them. They can't see themselves in me, but I can see myself in them. I have to remain true to who I am. If I put out fear, that's just going to compound the fear that's already there, like the media's doing. And these other politicians and all these commentators, all they're doing is feeding the fear, and we have to prepare for the worst. And we have to be ready. And people are in fight, flight, or freeze. Fight, flight, or freeze. Not understanding, right? Nervous system all messed up. Because people are afraid. And I understand for millions and millions of people, it's a legitimate fear. I just don't see it that way, because I know I have the ability to respond. I learned that in 2016. I learned that when I experienced homelessness for 4 years. I learned that when I was sexually assaulted twice. I learned that when a lawyer pushed me up against a wall in the courthouse and told me, I'm going to shove this case down your throat. I learned that after 7 car accidents. I'm not afraid. I'm just not afraid. Because again, in my experiences, I've been shown that this is either a dream or a simulation. And I have to be awake in it. And I have to be alert and aware so I can move my chess piece, right? We're all different. We're complicated beings. So something that's going to affect you may not affect me. And I know my purpose. My purpose is to show you and give you another perspective. And it's natural and normal to be afraid, to feel the way that you do. Like for me, it's natural for me to feel the way that I do. I know human nature. I've studied it. I know myself as much as I can. I'm still learning, but I've studied me. I know how I work. I know we're moving through this period of evolution, and some people have opted in and others have not. I know that Pluto is still in Capricorn and won't be in Aquarius until, November 19th. So this is the tail end of top-down government, what Trump represents. I know this is temporary. Won't be today, tomorrow, a week, a month, a year. But eventually, something's going to shift. Maybe revolution. Maybe Trump will come out and do all those things you are afraid of. But to continually focus on and have shoved down our throats, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. You know what you're doing to your body and your mind? You're thinking about what may come to be. And I understand it's okay to prepare for the worst, right? We do it all the time as humans, prepare for the worst. That's why we have insurance and we have this and that. But we also have to develop personally and spiritually. And what I've gained from my personal and spiritual development is that I have all the power, all the skills, the abilities, the know-how to respond to anything that comes my way. And if I don't, I'm going to learn and collaborate with other people or do something. I'm not helpless. I'm not a victim. Maybe it's just the way I'm built. My mother always says, Tyffany, you're always looking at the silver lining. Yeah. 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 But I won't give Trump my power. I know what he's doing and his campaign has done. It's worked. Millions of people around the globe are in fear. I choose not to be in fear. I'm more productive when I'm aligned with the universe. I know that. I know what happens when I'm in fear. And I said, not this time. Not this time, Brother Trump. Not this time. You're not going to pull my strings this time. So I'm not affected. Actually, I am rejuvenated. I feel inspired to help, to be more of service, to create, to live my best life. Because I've learned I have no control. You have no control over what people are going to do. Don't take it so personally. It wasn't personal. Trump may do the worst, but no, you're not helpless. There are people here, me, other people you can join with We can get through this. I can't help you. I can't be of service. In my mind, if I'm in fear, I already know how fear works on me. So I said, not this time. Not this time.